Listen, the Ryder Cup, it makes the Masters and the Open Championship fairly caddy. You're caddying in a monthly medal or a pro-am, because the atmosphere at this event is like no other. It is golf with a football crowd, which you don't normally get, so it's very boisterous. And if you've not got any hairs on your back, you better grow some quick, because you need some. Your mental strength needs to be on a different level this week. Yeah, there's been many great Ryder Cups, but obviously the one that'll stand out to me is 2006 at the K Club. I was caddying for Darren Clarke, and his wife passed away with breast cancer 6 weeks before the Ryder Cup started. Obviously didn't think he would play, but he phoned me about 3 weeks before it and asked me my opinion, of which I said his game was good enough, but it all came down to how he could cope with the raw emotion of it and the added atmosphere of incredible magnitude. But the last thing I did say is it's what Heather would want, and she'd want you to play and win it for her. And you know, stood on that 16th green on the Sunday, having won every match he played, hugging him in tears on the 16th green with 10,000 people around the green. You know, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps now thinking about it. And you know, I've been very lucky in my career to win a lot of nice things, including the US Open with Fitz. But my most undying memory will be stood on that 16th green at the 2006 Ryder Cup. Listen, make no bones about it, in the 80s and the 90s when Seve Ballesteros were at his peak, with a European team of Langers and Woosnams and Lyles and Faldos and Olazabals, they were all European players. Some of them, including Seve, always felt as though he was not respected enough, and it was the European Tour against the PGA Tour of America. And listen, it was pure and utter, went everywhere around it, it was pure and utter hatred, make no bones about it. It was feisty, it was evil at times, and there was no love lost out there, but it's certainly changed the last 25 years. It's calmed down a bit, but like I said, there will be instances, because there's no the pressure like a Ryder Cup.
Snuffed out as Ballesteros drops this birdie putt at the same hole to square the match.
Seve was the most gifted, natural talent ever to play the game, and that includes Tiger. You know, the shot-making skills, the imagination of... He was an artist on the golf course, and he was a warrior. You know, he was a hard man. I mean, he wanted to rip your heart out and deliver it on the 18th green on a platter and give you, having beaten you. You know, he had win at all costs. He was a tough, feisty. He had that feisty Latin temperament, and yeah, he was a soldier on the golf course that loved ruffling feathers all day long. Nobody more passionate in that team room than Rory. What you've got to see is inside the locker room about certain things that happen inside that locker room, the shouting and bawling and firing each other up. And Rory's, you know, he's certainly been the best European player for the last, you know, couple of decades, and he goes from strength to strength. And yeah, he's a great ambassador for the game, and he's brilliant to have inside that European team room.
Ryan, you get it in?
Just chill out.
The team spirit and the camaraderie, how they gel together, is the strongest tool. You look at the world rankings on paper right now, and it favours America. They've got the stronger players on paper on world rankings. 7 out of the top 10 players in the world are Americans. So on paper, you would fancy America, especially with the home crowd. But if you said to me, Billy, you've got 12 players you can choose for this European team, I'd choose the 12 that we've got. We couldn't be any stronger, and you've got to embrace what you're going to face out there, because you're going to need some wool on your back. You're going to get some dog's abuse. You've got to expect that. They'll be well drilled in that. Genuinely tells me it's a coin toss. Yeah, honestly, this could go either way. The teams are so evenly matched. You know, the crowd's a massive part, and if the European team can keep it quiet, I think our players, certain players, are in better form than some of the American players, good players that have not performed the last few months. So I could say Europe nicking it. I certainly can, yeah. Well, DP World have been a massive partner for the European Tour. It's the DP World Tour. And they do a similar job to what a caddy does, believe it or not. These moving precious packages like these prima donnas I caddy for, and getting them from A to B, which DP World excel at.